With Thanksgiving right around the corner, I thought it'd be fun to get a traditional family recipe from one of my Mojo hosts and do a little makeover to see if I could lighten it up. So I asked Jada for her mom's favorite recipe for candied yams.
Oh yeah.
And according to Jada, tell me about how your mom likes to make these.
Fattening.
Fattening.
Butter and sugar and more butter, and you turn it and you fry it and more butter and more butter.
So what's funny is the recipe she sent me called for like 4 tablespoons of butter, and she goes, but don't pay attention to that, because my mom puts a lot more in there, and there's 2 cups of sugar, all that kind of stuff. So I made some candied yams here, which also can be called sweet potatoes, same thing here in the US. And so what I did is I replaced the 2 cups of sugar with 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. So it's just, you know, you're getting a little bit of flavor from that maple syrup, but cutting a lot back on the 2 cups of sugar. And there is a little bit of butter in here. But again, just cutting back on that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use, now you said she usually puts like marshmallows on top.
Maybe some marshmallows sometimes.
Kind of the traditional. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some nice fruit toppings. So I've got some apricots and some cherries here. Okay, so we can just pour that right on there. And then of course we've got the traditional pecans that we're gonna put on top. I'm kind of making a mess of this here. Okay, so it's all in the topping. So you don't have to get all the sugar in the inside because we're putting the natural sugar from the dried fruit. And then we've got a little bit of nutmeg, cinnamon, and melted butter here just to kind of, it's not quite melted anymore, but you get the point, is that you could do that. So the idea here is using nuts and just, you know, some dried fruit to get the flavor instead of just all that sugar and butter.
I can definitely see me eating that.
Good. Can you see your mom eating this?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure about my mom, but definitely I could, because now I can see how the dried fruit will add that sugar. So
there you go. So instead of all that sugar and butter, try something different this Thanksgiving.